well, we'll get started with this Planning Commission meeting. I'm Shane Burkhart, Commission member, filling in as chair for Mayor Zach as he is unable to attend. We'll go around the room and introduce ourselves.
Tim Burkhauser, Commission member.
Fran Aaron, Commission member.
Todd Furkey, City Alderman.
Chris Karch with representing SC Swiderski LLC.
Joe Eichstead, Secretary to the Planning Commission.
Adam Tagan, Planning and Economic Development Director.
Tom Rion, 4th District Alderman.
Karen Madden, Daily Tribune.
Okay, first item on the agenda is approval of the report from the May 4th Planning Commission meeting. Any discussion on that? Okay, a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Burkhauser, second by Fran. Okay, second item, maps and plats received. What?
Need a voice vote.
Oh, yeah, the voice vote. So, everybody in favor?
Aye.
And then nays? Okay, thank you, Adam. So, the second item, maps and plats received. Have none of those, so we'll move on to the third. The Plan 15-0769, SC Swiderski LLC. Applicant is requesting a site plan approval for the construction of a 56-unit multifamily development within the R3 multiple family residential district. The subject property is located at 731 32nd Street, the parcel indicated here. We have the applicant here to discuss. Would you like to have any comments on that?
I can just briefly kind of go over what we're doing there. Obviously, we are looking at a 56-unit development, and that'd be located on 32nd Street. And the development would consist of two 12-unit buildings and two 16-unit buildings. Our 16-unit buildings actually have 1 and 2 bedroom units in them, and then the 12-unit buildings have 2 and 3s. So it kind of gives a mix of different styles for the tenants to choose. And each unit is rented with we have detached garages. However, each unit comes with 1 garage stall per tenant. And also they have patios where it's either a patio or a balcony, depending on upper or lower. Upstairs, they're getting a deck, balcony. And a little bit about us. I know we already have 3 developments here in town. We have currently, our company has over 1,300 apartments in different areas throughout Wisconsin, and we're obviously looking at this as another site we feel would be another good site for us to develop, and have determined that it'd be a good fit for the area, and feel that it'd have a positive impact on the community.
Okay. Adam, you want to comment from the staff as your perspective?
Sure. And just for some clarification, this is just site plan approval. The zoning is in place already, so the number of units and everything else is in compliance with the zoning district. So really the job of the commission is to review the layout, make sure it complies with the ordinance, and then make any minor suggestions on basically updating or changing the layout. So if, for example, you didn't like where a garage was placed and would like to see it recommended somewhere else, that would be something through this process. So it's not really a approval or denial type of thing, like a conditional use or rezoning. It's really just kind of review and tweak type of process. So we did go through the site plan. As I stated, I tried to outline some of the major issues. There is nothing that does not comply, so they are in compliance with the R3 district. We did recommend approval of the site plan. We are recommending 5 conditions. Basically, the first one is just that it is consistent with what has been submitted, that it's at 56 units. We are recommending that there's a minimum of 3 siding styles on the buildings. Basically, that's consistent with the elevations that were submitted, so that there's a shingle type of siding, there's a typical vinyl siding, and then some brick. We just find that for the larger buildings, it helps break up the monotony a little bit, so it doesn't just look like a big gray building. Then off-street parking has to be paved, fairly typical. Lighting basically kept on site so it's not spilling over. Making sure that the dumpster areas are screened. That's partially just to keep it from blowing around, and it's partially aesthetic. And then finally, just any other codes and ordinances that exist be in compliance with those. So overall, we didn't recommend any major changes.
curious, there's quite a bunch of houses in there you're gonna have to take out, right?
No, the houses are on the side of our property, not where our property is. So that would be, there's actually a buffer in between where our property is that
But this
buffers.
is not Washington alongside of you then?
Here's,
Yeah, and I looked at it here, but it looked like it was,
Yeah, no, the houses would be here and
Here's
Washington would be
Washington
up
Street.
here still.
this is the blue area.
and there I see some houses, I thought maybe they'd have to come out.
Oh, no, that's all existing houses. That's
Okay.
not our property.
So it's just a
there, yes.
wooded area there?
Correct, it is all a wooded area right now.
Duplexes now, right? I think.
I believe they're mainly rentals. I don't know. There might be an older
Yeah,
single
it
family.
butts
home
up to
too.
them on the back side.
Yep.
right?
Just a curiosity question, is it gonna be, are you guys trying to focus like for the students at Midstate, or is it gonna be lower income?
Kind of a, no, and this is kind of
It's
a
open
market,
anyway.
I mean,
Okay.
being, we have some, this is a little different design than we've done in our prior buildings. And, about similar square footage to some of our other buildings, but a different design where we have separate entrances and just a little bit different layout. Some of these buildings would have the 2 and 3 bedrooms. So it's a different market. I mean, 2 and 3 bedrooms, you're usually gonna get either starter family or something
Right.
like that. So there's a mix. I mean, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms even. A lot of times, students will share 2-bedroom units, but we're not targeting specific. These are still pretty decent sized units. We're talking in a range from anywhere from 700 to 1,200 square foot units.
Okay.
I have a question. I know a lot of the units that you have in town, the buildings that you have in town, they are very nice shape, condition, and there seems to be a lot lower police calls to your.
That's a good thing to hear.
Yes, and where I live on the west side, off from Gainer and 22nd Avenue, quite a bit more police activity down there. I'm just wondering, do you have staffing on site, building manager?
We do have on-site management, not necessarily living on-site, but on-site during business hours.
Mhm.
And they will go throughout the property. So in other words, they're not site-specific. They'll go through Wisconsin Rapids to different sites.
Okay.
We are very strict as far as the type of, applicants, making sure that we're checking things closely. And if there are issues, addressing them pretty quickly to make sure, because not only does it affect the neighbors, it affects the other tenants.
Sure.
So if there's somebody partying, we're addressing it immediately to try to get that handled. So, yeah, that's definitely something that makes a difference. But obviously, being that we build them and we manage them, it's important to us to, that's right down the line from management down to, whatever we're doing, maintaining them. We own them, we plan on owning them for long-term, so we want to keep good relationships with the city, with neighbors, and, and take care of our property just for value.
Those are yours north and east of there a little bit?
Yes,
The other side of
yes,
Washington.
yep. The last one we just did was a couple, larger buildings.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep, just those 2 larger buildings we did.
One other thing, I noticed the adjacent properties to the south and east and even the west are all Grand Rapids. So when this property was annexed, does it normally come in at R3?
No, I believe there was a multifamily development proposed there back, it was prior to me, but it was
Okay.
rezoned at that time. That's why the little Woodsman Trail shows up on the map.
Okay.
They were proposing a private cul-de-sac and
Okay.
with buildings around it. That never came to fruition, so when Swiderski bought this property, it was already zoned. But it would have come in as R2
Mhm.
as the standard, and then it was rezoned.
Yeah. I thought that was a little odd that it was already,
Yeah, there's
zoned
not a
that
lot
way.
of those in
Yeah,
town.
yeah, yeah.
Not a lot of vacant multifamily.
Are there to be 2 driveways in and out, as I see on there?
Heard that.
No, yes, I'm sorry, yes,
Off of
there's a
32nd.
driveway, 2 driveways, and it would loop at one point, through the middle, so that it kind of connects it, so you do have some access for, fire trucks or
That's
whatever.
That's the in and outs on the
Correct,
property.
yes, both would be in and out both sides, so you wouldn't have to come in one way or go out the other.
Is the city requiring sidewalks on the street, off the street?
Multifamily, by ordinance, is required to put in sidewalks.
Okay, I didn't see the,
I don't know that it's shown on there,
No, it is not.
okay.
but I believe they were required to do it on Norton Street as well.
Okay.
But, yeah, the ordinance requires any commercial or multifamily to install.
Like I say, I didn't see it on the map here, and with Mid-State so close and Washington School so close, and we just put in sidewalks on Washington, I just assumed that that's something that the city would require, but you're saying they do require it, it's just not.
It's by ordinance, and I haven't heard anything from Swiderski requesting otherwise. That would need I think it would have to go through Public Works to get any type of departure from that.
Okay. Just about halfway down the street from Washington to Saratoga, so that would be eventually 20th maybe street or not, or would that ever go through?
In
or-
here?
Yes.
I don't think 20th is mapped right away.
No, it wouldn't be 20th,
It'd be
it's
around
28th.
30th or-
30th,
Yeah.
30th.
I don't believe that's a mapped right away. I mean, if someone wanted to put it in there, maybe, but it's not something we require dedication of as property developers.
I did have one question regarding the comment on the siding.
Mhm.
And when you're saying siding, talking three different styles.
Yeah.
You know, one of our comments, I know, and I don't know how many have seen that, but currently we have, this was our drawing, kind of a preliminary drawing of what we're doing. And we have the brick on the bottom, then we had the siding and like a vinyl shake. One of the things that we have looked at is just doing a multicolor.
Okay.
Where, and I guess my question is that acceptable, where we would switch over to a different color here versus just, you know, bland color all the way through?
You were looking at cost options, is what I read before or something?
Yes, yeah, one of the issues is with the shake, it is definitely a much more expensive product. And when we're looking at it, we've kind of been looking now, and it's like, well, what about this multicolor, which really is, you know, gives a good, nice look to, you know, you can see a lot of that out there now where they'll have the mixed colors and it just kind of blends in, but, well, doesn't blend in, it stands out, you know, so that's an option we're looking at. I just want to make sure that that would be an acceptable.
Ultimately, it would be up to the commission on what they want to approve, but it's saying 3 material styles, so to me, that would incorporate a change, just something so it's not just
A change.
two.
Right.
Looking, so as long as you have 2 different colors and then the brick as well, that
Right.
would equal the 3 in my interpretation. Unless the commission feels differently, then I would change the language.
And that's where I wanted to bring it up in
So,
case
I
there was a
appreciate
question
that.
there.
Better now than later.
Yes.
Before, well, when you make the motion, if you're going with the staff conditions, just clarify if that's acceptable or not, as the conditions as written.
So on the displays here, this is only showing the brick and the vinyl, it's not showing two
Correct.
different colors.
And that was an existing building
Right.
style, that's actually the building style that we have out here. Now, the larger buildings we just built.
Okay. To the north,
Yes.
okay.
Well, to the north of our existing 7-unit property, yes.
The reason I asked about the entrance is that, to go with it, I guess, is, this is part of the road that's gonna be, checked for speed limit and that along here, so. I don't know how close to the corner your driveways are gonna be, but, I just bring that up because I thought of it, that's,
Speed
section
limit.
of road's gonna be checked there.
Yeah, we're gonna do the engineering department's gonna do a speed study.
Oh,
through
okay.
that-
Speed study,
Through that
yeah.
area, but I think being that they're, at least one full lot depth back from the intersection, that the driveway shouldn't be a problem where they're located.
At least 300 feet, I guess.
I have a question. It's here compliance with all our applicable codes and ordinances. Is stormwater being addressed, and is that a regional stormwater managed area that's through there, that's kind of, the site is already basically set up for the overall drainage, or is it?
I know that I believe it's been reviewed, the stormwater has been reviewed already?
It has, yeah.
Okay, the water and sewer has not yet, I don't believe. But, yeah, yes, so it
Okay.
sounds like, yeah, that's been, you know, and also now the DNR would be reviewing it, so it's,
Yep.
it's based upon your approval and the DNR's approval.
Okay.
There's basically gonna be depression areas, I believe, in here and in here. So
Okay.
there will be on-site detention.
Yes, a lot
I
of
didn't
it
wanna
is-
give you the 18 grading plans that came with it. If that is something you guys wanna see in the future, you in particular probably might appreciate that more. But if that is something you want, I can include that. I just generally kinda go with the more generalized that has been submitted.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion that we approve, Plan 15-0769. Is that the right number?
Is that based on the staff recommendations, the city report?
Correct, based on the staff recommendations.
And then with the color being acceptable change for the three materials?
Correct.
Okay. We have a motion from Todd, a second from
Second.
Fran, and then all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Okay, the last thing we have to do is adjourn. Motion.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. And then all in favor?
Aye.
Nay?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to you.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to it. So far, everything's been really well, you know, with all our other properties.
Yeah, yeah, no.
It's definitely,
So I've gotta make sure they